chat or on the record it. Okay. I think we're good to go. Des, would you like to start us off?
Yes, I would do. Thank you so much as well. And it's nice to see so many people in the room as well. I really appreciate that. And I I love actually presenting with Katya. Katya, I have so much respect for Katya and what she does. And part of the reason why we're doing this presentation today is we were just discussing in another forum, and we thought it'd be a great idea to kind of show what we do and what Katya's shown me to do as well. My level of presentation isn't as high as Katya's, but it's her that taught me this what we're going to show you today, which is obviously interaction on your events and how to actually get more interaction as well, and the tools that we use. So I'm going to share my my screen. Can you just put in the chat as well? Is anybody doing events at the moment, and are you using any tools, interactive tools at the moment? I'd love to hear what you're doing at the moment. You can just put it in the chat if you don't mind. Are you actually doing events, and are you doing are you actually having any tools in your events to help with interaction? Please put it in the actual in the chat now. That'd be fantastic if you could let us know. Excellent. So we've got Valerie, events but not tools. Laurie, still on the learning curve and what's available. Sylvia. Okay, there's a few people. Great, fantastic. Right, can you see my screen? Can you just put a thumbs up for us? Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen, Katya?
I do, yes.
Excellent. Okay, so we make a nice couple, don't we? Me and Katya.
We do, right? So look at that.
We're not announcing anything, but yeah, we make a lovely couple, I've got to admit. But anyway, so in this presentation, we're going to talk about making your events interactive. And like I just said, I learned this from Katya when she was presenting in my community, and I loved it so much. I introduce it now in everything I do, and I think it's fantastic. And I think if you do as well, you're really going to benefit, okay? So what we're going to do, I'm looking at the kind of the interaction and not interaction. So if you basically are holding an event and you're giving something away within your presentation, these are the stats, because I've kind of researched it. I did my little bit of research to find out what went on. So what happens is if you do a presentation like we're doing now and you give somebody something that's quite static, as in just maybe a PDF or something to look at, they don't actually do the thing that you want them to do in the actual PDF, for example. So it's like 20 to 40% completion. Whereas when it's interactive, because it's so fun and because, well, they're interacting, they generally complete that interactive tool 70 to 90% of the time. So it's extremely high. Hence the reason why I really encourage you to start doing these, because I think they're fantastic. So what's the promise today then? So by the end of this session, you'll be able to build a working interactive tool. And I put using Claude, you can use ChatGPT as well, but we find that Claude just gives us, I don't know, the results are a little bit better and the output just seems to be a little bit better with Claude, but you can use whatever chatbot that you like. So that your next event, you've actually got people participating, okay? That's the power of having an interactive tool. It's not just me and Katya on here just talking, putting up slides. We're actually trying to get people involved as well. And when we get you involved, you're more involved. You actually want to be part of what we're talking about. You get to learn exactly what we're trying to teach you, and it kind of sticks a bit more. And what I'm going to show you later on as well, we can kind of direct you in a certain way, that the place that we actually want to direct you. And then at the very end of my little presentation that we're doing here, Katya's going to show you and take it a little bit further, and she's going to show you how she uses her tools, and also a nice little surprise for you within her actual presentation. So here's the agenda. I'm going to go through why interactivity works, what it looks like in practice, and building one live. So we're going to build one live for you today, which is fantastic. So a lot of people think it's really, really complicated. They think by having something interactive, a tool, it's going to be really expensive. You might have to try and hire, I don't know, a freelancer to kind of help you out, or you're going to spend hours and hours and hours trying to make this tool and make something interactive. I'll tell you what, it's one of the easiest things you can do today. As long as you know how to use ChatGPT, as long as you know how to use Claude, as long as you know how to use Gemini or Grok, you won't have any problem making these tools. And I'm going to show you how easy it is. And this is one of the reasons why I wanted to do this, because I can show you kind of how I create mine on the fly very, very quickly. You can make them as detailed as you want. I generally like to make mine quite simple because I'm quite simple and I like to kind of keep it simple for my viewers, but you can make them as detailed and as interactive as you like. But honestly, most people think it's going to be quite difficult. It really isn't. It's actually quite straightforward. So when you actually give somebody a gift, or when you're trying to create something that's interactive and give it to your members, it doesn't always work that well. It's because it's not personalized. It's basically a generic thing that you're giving to everybody. So you know what it's like. You know, whenever you go somewhere, you want to feel a little bit special, don't you? You know, you want me to actually give you something that's more personalized for you, and that's what an interactive tool does. And there's a reason for that. The reason why is the input that goes in. So this is the mechanism, the input that goes in, what you're typing in, all the magic happens in the actual middle here where you're actually giving your answers. And at the very end, this is the important thing. And I want you to bold, italic, and underline this. It's a personalized output. So the output that you're getting is going to be different from the next 10 people that are actually interacting with this tool. And also you're going to get the answer that you want. Okay, that's the important thing. And that is the trick. So quickly, who am I? My name's Des. I run a few communities. One of them is called the Content Revenue Lab. We have over 1,000 members. A large share of the new members, by the way, came from events like this. Okay, I do a lot of YouTube, but a lot of the bulk of my new members that come into my community come from this. And now what Kachi is showing me with the interaction tools, my kind of the people coming into my community is kind of, I don't know, it's gone tenfold, because the thing is, when you actually present, you're actually borrowing authority from the person that you're actually presenting with, and also you're showing people what they can do, and they're engaging and interacting as well. And what I also do as well, I don't just hold a presentation in my own community. I try to go into lots of different other communities as well and borrow their authority as well. And the way in which I do that is I do that through personalizing and actually publicizing my event in different communities. One of the communities I try to do it in is one called School Events Daily. That's one that a friend is I'm working with at the moment, and this is where we actually publicize our events and actually get the events out to you as well. So I'll leave a link, and that's Kachi can probably put a link to the community as well. She's a member. She can put a link in the actual into the chat if you're interested in joining that. But that's me. This is the community here. I have 1,000 members. It's basically teaching people how to use YouTube, mainly over 40s. So if you're interested in that, again, I'll let Kachi put a link in the actual in the description there. So generally what happens is when you're actually presenting your own community, you only got a few members in your community that will turn up for your call, right? The reason why we like to put on these events, and the reason why we like to try and keep it interactive, okay, is because you can promote your events beyond your private walls, get featured in weekly bulletins, and attract new members to your community for free. Okay, now your time is worth something, but it's not physically costing you anything, hence the reason why we like to do it. And there's no spammy DMs or awkward cross posting. It is free, and it is actually free to post into these communities. Like I said to you before, we use School Events Daily, but you can use whichever community you like that help you publicize your events. But it's really, really important for you to do that. I've put a QR code there on the screen if you actually want to look at that, or if you want to pause it. If you're watching the replay, you can actually obviously join just there. But what we're going to do is we're going to build one of these live in Claude, okay? I'm going to use it now. Hopefully it's not going to go wrong, but we're going to build it live in Claude, so no slides for the next few minutes. We're just going to build it. So generally what I generally like to start off with is I like to start off with a very, very simple prompt, okay? So I actually get the actual, and Kachi's going to hate me for this, but I actually get the chatbot to help me create the prompt. So I tell it what I want. I want an interactive tool that's going to do X, Y, Z. And this is kind of a really basic output of what it actually gives you. Okay. So I created this earlier. So I'm just going to basically copy all of this down. I'm going to copy all this. This is just a very, very simple prompt. And by the way, in the replay, I'm going to give you, let me see if I can find it. So if I can find it here. I'm going to give you a copy of this prompt so you can actually try it out for yourself as well. All right. So I'll give that to Katya and I'll put it in my replay as well. This is kind of a PDF that you can use. It's got the prompt on there and it gives you an idea of how to actually craft your own. But for this one, I'm just going to put in the prompts that I put in. And for this one, it just says create a simple, fun, interactive quiz artifact called How Interactive is Your Event? It should have 4 multiple choice questions about how interactive someone's presentations or events currently are. It's really, really, really simple. I've made it as simple as possible so you guys can have a go and have a play. Normally I go into a little bit more detail, but for this, I just wanted to keep it simple. So what I'm going to do is going to click on enter here and it's going to go away then. It's going to start building this. So while it's actually building that, what I think is a good idea, because it might take a few minutes, is actually take a few questions at this point. I don't know if there's any questions that come through so far, Katya, if you can just let us know and we can try and answer these while it's actually building in the background. And also
No question. No question so far.
Okay. Has anybody got any questions that wants to unmute themselves and ask a question? Maybe you want to hold your hand up and ask a question. I'm more than happy to answer any questions up until this point. So this is going to take a few minutes to build. If it takes more than a minute to build, what I will do is I've done one that I did previously, so we don't have to wait for this to load up. We can actually move on. But I just wanted to show you, I've gone into the back end of Claude, and it shows you as well exactly what it's doing, how it's actually creating, how it's actually building this. And this is how easy it is. I just use one prompt in Claude, and it's now creating this interactive tool that I can use for my presentations. And it seems like it's going to take a while. Is we getting there? So here we go. You can see behind the scenes now, I'll write the file directory using the create file function, and it's basically starting to create that in the background now. Oh, and there we go. There is our tool. See how quickly it was. See how easy it was to actually build that. Okay. So on Claude, we've got 2 screens. We've got the screen in which we were actually writing the actual prompt or putting the prompt. And on the right-hand side, this is the interactive part here as well, okay? Now, at the moment, this is just on my screen, but what we want is we want our members, the members are actually on the actual, on the call, we actually want them to interact with this. And at the moment, they can't do that. So I've got a choice. I can either download this as a HTML file, which you don't need to do, by the way, but you can download it and then upload it into a viewer, or on Claude, you can do something called publish artifact. So I'm just going to very, very quickly publish the artifact. It gives you a nice little URL here, and I'm going to click on publish and copy link. And there is the link to our artifact now. See how quickly that was, see how easy it was to actually create. So I'm going to click on copy link, and then I'm going to open up a new window. I'm going to post in the link. And this is our interactive tool. How long did that take to actually build? Hopefully when it loads up. How long did it take to build that? Not very long at all, a couple of minutes, right? Just a simple prompt. Now you can give this URL when you're doing your presentation, you can give this away in your presentation and your members now can start interacting with it and you can interact with them as well. So let's do it very, very quickly. Like I said, I'm going to give you the URL to this and the actual prompt for this so you can actually build your own anyway. But let's just quickly go through this. So 4 quick questions. How interactive is your event? Answer honestly, not aspirationally. Take about 30 seconds, then you'll get a straight read on where you sit and one thing to try next time. Also as well, can you notice it's colored this? It's colored this green, it's colored this black, it's colored this here. I haven't told it to actually put those colors in, but I could have done. I could have branded it for whatever my brand colors are, but it just basically chose what it felt as like, I don't know, what most people would go for. So it's basically giving it those colors. So just click on let's go. So the first question is, when you present, do you mostly watch or do you take part? So I've got 2 questions here. 2 answers here. They mostly watch. It's me talking, them listening, or they take part, chat, hands up, and doing something different. So if we go for the first one, it's basically going to store that information on the first one, and they ask me the next question. Do you ask the audience anything during the session? Rarely. I keep it moving and save questions for the end. Or yes, I build questions in throughout, not just at the end. So we're just going to go for that one there. Question 3, do people leave with something personalized to them or just notes? So again, just notes, everyone gets the same takeaway or something personalized like this little tool that I'm showing you here. you basically answer those questions, and if you're giving this out to your members, this is the sort of thing they would be answering in the interaction as well. So I'm just going to click on just notes, and then the very last question is, because I only did 4 because of the presentation, I wanted to be pretty quick, is do you use polls, quizzes, or worksheets during your events? Not really. It's mostly me presenting slides, and yes, I build them on purpose. Okay, let's just go for that one again as well. That's all 4. Ready for the result? Yep, see my result, and bam, there's a result there. So mostly passive. Right now, your audience is mostly along for the ride. Okay, that's not a bad place to start. It just means there's an easy win sitting right in front of you. Pick one interactive moment for your next event, a single poll, one question, a worksheet, just one, and watch what it does. And I don't know if you want, I want to draw your attention to something. I'm just going to make this a little bit larger. Not only is your tool interactive, okay, what I've done is I've built in what we call a call to action here as well, okay? Most of you, I'm hoping you know what a call to action is, but this is really great if you want your members to do something after they've actually used the tool. Now, at the moment, I'm actually promoting School Events Daily, which is my community. And I've basically put on here, once they get their answer, want a steady feed or live real world event community with ideas, free and no fluff. School Events Daily shares your events worth watching and stealing ideas from every day. And then when I click on that link, it takes me to the community, okay? Can you see how powerful that is? What I've also done as well, if I make this a little bit smaller again, I've also got on here as well, just in case you weren't really that happy with the result, I can actually retake the quiz as well. Really, really cool. I'm just going to show you one more that I've created, and this is one that I kind of I used last time in my paid community, as in paid tier. This one here, I did a presentation on low ticket and high ticket. Which one should you go for? Should you go for low ticket? Should you go for high ticket product or service, or even both? And this basically gives you kind of an idea of how to price it, all right? So again, this is one very basic as well, Katya. I know it's very basic, but what it does, it basically allows them to go through these actual questions. Again, it's not going one by one, it's basically all on the same screen, and they can answer these questions. So we're going to quickly do this one, and then we're going to move on, because I think you've kind of got the idea of how to actually create these. By the way, I created this particular tool in Claude using the exact same process, just a prompt, and it came out with a tool. So that's how quickly you can build these tools and how interactive you can have them. And the reason why I like these tools so much is when Katya uploads the kind of the artifact in her replay, and when I upload mine, each time somebody uses this, they're going to get a call to action each time. That call to action is going to basically either send somebody to a booking form if you want to get them on a call. It's going to send them to a community, or it can even send them to an affiliate product if you want as well. So not only are you getting the interaction with your members, and not only are they interacting, there's a way you can actually kind of send them in a certain direction which you want to send them in after they've filled out this tool. So it's really, really powerful. And believe it or not, that's one of the ways I've actually grown my community. These tools are now flying all around the internet, flying all around the different communities. People are sharing it with each other. And at the very end, there's a link that goes back to my community. And that's another way I've been able to grow my community. So let's very quickly go through this one. This is the pricing diagnostic. So 4 inputs. This tool tells you whether your pricing model is working for you quietly or against you. So your current price, the price of your main offer, of your coaching, your one-to-one, how much are you charging? Let's say we're charging, I don't know, $3,000. Your close rate of the sales conversation. So a close rate is how many people can we close? If we spoke to 10 people, how many people do we close and actually get them on that $3,000 coaching or cohort, for example? It's worked on a percentage. Let's just say on average, it's about 40%. So 4 out of 10 people sign up for a $3,000 thing. And delivery hours per client. How many hours does it take for one client per week while you're working together? Let's just say, I don't know, let's just say 1 hour. And then what's your target? What are you trying to earn each month? Is it $3,000? Is it $6,000? Is it $10,000? Let's just say it's 8,000. Click on run my numbers, and straight away it gives you an answer. So your pricing is well calibrated. A close rate of 40% sits in the healthy 30 to 50% brand, enough friction to signal real value, but enough conversions to build revenue without burning delivery hours. And also, it gives you as well a breakdown of clients needed per month. Okay. It basically telling us to hold the price if the close rate is what it is. And then at the very end, there's two things here. Again, this is the call to action. This is what I was telling you about before. So once they've actually gone through this, it says what to do next. Write your number down and sit with it for 24 hours. You can then book a call or see if you're accepted into the cohort. So if I was running a cohort, which I'm probably doing the next few weeks, these two things are my call to action, and members can actually click on those. I also, on this particular one, I've clicked on here, have another go, so I can start again as well, all right? That's how you create these tools. That's how interactive it is. And it makes up part of your marketing mix as well. So if you're not doing this, if you're not running events, if you're not doing presentations, if you're not presenting in other communities, if you're not building these tools, there's a reason why your school community is not growing or your business is not growing, because you're not doing stuff like this. You're not making interactive tools. So really, really, really important. So what you just watched, nothing, we didn't have anything, okay? I used a prompt, and within 12 minutes, we've got a working tool that we can actually use with our members as part of a presentation. Absolutely fantastic. Katya taught me this, and that's why I love this so much. So Katya, thank you so much for allowing me to present that. Thank you so much for doing this. I'm gonna hand the reins over to you unless anybody has any questions at this point.
We do have a couple of questions, so let's go through them, and then remember, you'll be my hands, right? So because I'll be giving you some prompts, so we will elevate what you built. Okay, so we're going to get from that.
Excellent.
Questions from, we had few. One was, have you tried to build in Grok yet? I've seen that question somewhere, but I can't see who it was. I think it was Christine.
So what was it? Have I tried to grow in what, sorry?
Have you tried to build interactive tools in Grok?
Oh, in Grok, yes, I have. Yes, I would say at the moment the interactive tools on Claude are a little bit better. I've only just switched over to Grok, but I'm finding that the overall presentation it just feels a lot better on Claude at the moment. That's not sort of saying that Grok won't get any better, but at the moment Claude does this really well, so I've stuck with Claude.
Yeah. Another question we have from Sylvia: what are the top 5 different kinds of interactive tools?
Oh, that's a question for you actually, because I've only just started doing them. So what have you found? What have you found to be the top 5?
Yeah, this is a really great question. And I would say that it really depends on your audience and what you're teaching. So for people, let's say you are dealing with teaching entrepreneurs how to build dashboards, like just an example for their business, right? So your top interactive tools probably for that audience will be dashboards, right? So however, if we think about in general full audience, the quizzes would be the top interactive ones.
Yeah.
But not just a simple, like we done like a simple quiz, which is the easiest one to build. But if you start thinking about quiz with more interactivity, so it's already interactive as a quiz, but if you start bringing visuals, so not just questions, but maybe look at this image, what do you see, or what, those are very, very popular. Personality quizzes, very popular. They always been, it just now we can create them so much quicker. Right? So you think that 10, 12 minutes and it's already done. So those are the ones that are most popular, I would say, but also it depends on your audience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would agree.
So, great question.
There's a question there from Sylvia. Where is the artifact hosted? It's actually hosted on Claude. You don't have to, by the way, host it on Claude. You can host it wherever. I know, Katya, you use Lovable. Sometimes I will do it on Base 44, for example.
I don't use Lovable. I use Netlify.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I speak wrong. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I do use Lovable, but not for this thing. So I use Netlify because it's much easier and it's free. So that's why I teach Netlify, because it's easier for my members and students to host it without acquiring yet another host, right? So
right, okay.
that's really Netlify. Netlify. I'm going to spell it here.
But the ones that I've just done there, they're hosted on Claude. So
Exactly.
but
Yeah.
I do recommend that you host it somewhere else.
Yeah.
It's just for speed. It just does it automatically. As soon as you publish it, Claude is actually hosting it. But
Yeah.
yeah.
So it really depends on a tool, because if we are going to create a tool that requires AI calls or API calls, we
Mhm.
will have to host it on cloud,
Yes.
right? So, or, well, not necessarily. You can host it
No.
somewhere else and connect Open API, but it's a little bit more complicated. But most of the tools that I love building and what Des is building, they are HTML based tools, and you can host them anywhere. I host some of them on my WordPress. As a matter of fact, the gift I'm going to give you is hosted on my WordPress. Okay, so Netlify I find much quicker. Like I have to look at my WordPress right now and see what's going on because it's loading much slower. And as you know, like for you guys, you will wait for the tool to download because you're getting it free. But if you build in something for clients, and speed is very important. So the loading of your website, right? So we'll
Absolutely.
go there. Any other question? Yes, Bree, it is free unless you want to password protect it. And I will show you a few tools that I hosted there so you can see how it looks as well. Okay.
Okay.
So Sylvia says, to be clear, the artifact I create and that lives somewhere, when I share it inside the Zoom call, inside the chat, participant click and open it outside Zoom window in a new tab, what
Yes.
makes their attention leaves the call. That could be. And right now, guys, we're going to continue with presentation. We
Yeah.
will answer more questions as well. So
Mhm.
it could, absolutely. However, you've been to many of my presentation and nobody living, right? So, and people actually doing the things, but the way you do that, you will bring the volunteers, and it's for a different time. So we're not going to go through my whole methodology of mini project magic. If somebody interested, I'll let you know how you can get there very soon. Right now it's closed for a couple of more weeks, but I will be reopening it soon. However, that does not really remove their attention from what you're doing if you're doing it in the context how I teach inside mini project magic. Okay, so but it's a good point. Okay. Another thing is important to know: if you are hosting your Claude artifacts on Claude, then people need to log in into the Claude to use that. So if you doing that, do what I do in my one of the tools like you use, like Sylvia as well, mini
Mhm.
project ideas architects, and many of you probably been to my presentation during school games. So make sure you actually write it. Like in my tool on the first page, it says there, make sure you log in a Claude, like you will have to log in, but you can use the free account. You don't need to use pay account. Okay. Awesome. So let's continue. I don't have slide presentation because it's going to be interactive from this point. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to share a few examples on how I use it. Okay, first. And then I'm going to give you the gift of the, because you're here live.
Woo!
And then I'm going to use that gift and we are going to elevate the quiz that Des built. And we're going to create something completely different with a different theme. We're going to ask Claude to build version 2 so we can actually compare them. Okay, good, fantastic. Okay, so let me just go and show you a couple of case studies and how you can use it. So this one, for example, and I'm going to start sharing. Des, can you let me know if you see the right screen? It says 7-day success pass.
Yep, I can see your screen.
Perfect.
Yep.
Well, the right screen, right? So I have a couple, so sometimes I share. I have a gift of sharing wrong screens, so I just wanted to make sure.
All good.
Okay,
All good.
so oops, exactly. So this is a 7-day success pass that you can use inside your school communities or any type of training. And this one, as you can see, much more comprehensive, and I'm going to go through that just to show you what it looks like. Okay, it took me probably 20 minutes to build. Not necessarily 5 or 10, but 20, because as you can see, I have images, it has some branding, it has a lot of different moving parts, okay? Imagine that your members inside your school communities actually have exact things that they need to do every day for the very first 7 days. Because when your members join, their first 7 days is the most important 7 days. This is where they will decide if they want to stay in this community, or this is where they will forget about this community. So the 7-day success path you will build based on what is that result or quick small win you promising them in the first 7 days, okay? By the way, this is not my gift to you, okay? This is only inside my mini project magic. I'm just showing you the use. So the way I build my quizzes, or sorry, interactive tools in this case, not the quizzes, I love some fun. So when you mark that you completed day 1, as you can see, you have a little bit of confetti here, and then they can move in. And what else I want you to pay attention is, as you can see here, it brings them back to your community. So you just telling them the task. You know, this is what you're doing today, but you're not telling them how inside this tool. You're asking them to go inside your community, okay? So I'm going to go to the next one here. I'm going to go through all of them because I want to show you what happens after they done all of these days. Okay. We also, and I'm like, see, we were also encouraging them to post it in a community. So what are you doing? You have a back and forth feedback. We have a little bit of gamification here. Again, I'm not going to go through the whole theory of gamification here. That's inside my mini project magic. But you have the gamification, you have exact roadmap for them. What is it they're going to do first 7 days, and what is the results that they're going to get? After the 7 days, they actually will get, like you've seen, the gift unlocked. But in order for them to unlock this gift further, they need to share, like in this, like share in your community and put the link. I'm just going to put the link, whatever the link is here. It's obviously not the one. But for them, they will put the link that they shared. Okay, that creates accountability. We created 7 days accountability, plus they're going to share in community. Other people are going to see. Other people like, okay, how can I do that? Where is this tool? So you're creating that feedback back and forth. So after they do that, you have a video here and you're saying, Sylvia, congratulations. You just completed 7 days. Not only that you got this result, I've seen your post and you will bring, like, you know, not only that you got the result, but also guess what? I promised you I am going to give you a gift. I call my people finishers when they finish your task, okay? So not only that they get the result, I'm also going to give you a gift. So this is your gift. You will link it somewhere here. And you also, in your video, it's the first time you will ask them and say, hey, would you like to go deeper? If you do, this is what you achieved now. So the next step is that. And this is where you can do that. You can invite them into your premium. You can invite them to maybe paid workshop, whatever else it could be. This is how it's actually built. And then you'll click on the next step and they go to the next step. Obviously, this is a template. It's template for my paid members, okay? But you can build it easily with anything that you do. And this one is also, I actually am showing you just HTML, but I do have it hosted on Netlify as well, okay? So that's one of them. So that's one case study. Another case study is here. You can create a beautiful, beautiful branding boards, including images that, again, that's included. Like I have this, like they can, if I click on here, I will download all of the images through my Dropbox, so your people get the images. And this is something we're going to use in a moment to elevate the quiz that Daz did, and we're going to elevate it with different animations. So not only that it has images, it has your branding colors, it also has animation that we can use, suggested animations as well, okay? Then I have another one. Let me just open it here. And let's see which one I hear. Yeah, so this is a full success pass for 12-week live cohort that I'm doing. It's actually real. Okay, this is a real one that I build it, and this is how I teach. And I have a couple of my students here that will not let me lie. So that's how every week I have the dashboard that looks similar to this one. But this one was just a welcome call that I've done with them during, like, before we started. And it gave us not only like overview of what's happening, but again, I turn it in a little bit of gamification as well. People can download their badges, they can share them. Now, you have to keep in mind, not everyone likes the gamification, and that's okay, but you are appealing to different learning styles here as well. So in this one, and actually, let me stop sharing and start sharing because I forgot to share sound, because the sound is important in this one. I wanted to show you what you can build in your interactive tools. So in this, for example, week 1, and let's listen. Oh, I am in the wrong, I'm on Microsoft Edge, so you cannot listen. So, okay, sorry, we had this problem with this yesterday, it's mine. So just trust me, it actually gives you motivational message, okay? And I can demonstrate on a Chrome in a moment here. So as you can see, every week it's telling them what is it they're doing. They can download their badge, they can post it with the badge. And I have over 90 people in my live cohort right now for Mini Project Magic. And we have some people who love posting them and some people who don't. And it's okay, right? So you are appealing to different lifestyles. So just telling you, you can build your whole success path. I also tell them what else is going to happen in week 13. I'm telling them all the bonuses additional I was giving to them. By the way, we had 38 bonuses. Yes, what kind of maniac gives 38 bonuses, Katya? Okay, so we have a lot of that as well. So those are just a couple of, uses that you can do. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you this gift again. Remember, it's loading very slowly, but it will load. Did you notice the difference how quick Netlify was loading and how slow mine was loading? I'm going to give you that. And if you are watching this in replay and you're already inside my premium, you have it inside premium, so inside Oracle Connections. And if you want to check out Oracle Connections, I just switched it back to premium yesterday. So Des will put his link here, so he will, so you can see that. But let's look at this interactive tool here. This has a little bit, this one is a little bit different, right? We're not doing success paths. We're not showing them 7 days results. We're not beautifying, like, it's not a branding board. But what this one does is, if you notice, you can go through different, it's 81 live effects. It's HTML effects that I built. And this is how you can elevate your tools, interactive tools, to the next level. So for example, maybe you want to look at emoji confetti, one of my favorites. And when you click the button, it releases the emoji confetti. But maybe you don't like the emojis I chose and you want to change it. So all you have to do is you're going to show the code. You're going to copy the code. It's all done for you already. And you're going to drop it in Claude and say, I want this button when they click, it releases emojis, but I don't like those emojis, add mine. And you're going just to add the emojis that you want to do. And this is what we're going to do right now with Des. And I know we cannot share 2 screens, unfortunately, but I'm going to give him a couple of directions here. And he is going to do some changes. I don't necessarily create prompts like Des does. And that's another demonstration for you, because we all do things differently. There is no right or wrong way. And thus, I don't hate you for that. I love that you showed it, because some people love doing it this way. Okay, so for me, I talk to Claude like a human, and that's how I vibe, right? So vibe coding, they call it vibe coding. You actually talk to it like a human, and you explain what you want, what you don't. Okay. So what I would like for you to do, Des, I would like for you, and I'm just going to be dropping a couple of screenshots. I think it will be just easier for us to do. I would like you to go back to your Claude, and I want you to say, I would love to build version 2 of this quiz with this Brandon, and I'm going to drop it for you so you can grab it. Okay. Let's see here. It's Zoom, I cannot do screenshots, so I have to do it as a file, so it's fine. So I am going to upload file here. My computer is like, you have way too many interactive tool open right now, and I don't like it. It's slowing me down, but it's okay. So just grabs this Brandon colors and just let so that, and don't just, I will give you multiple tasks. Don't do one at a time. That is actually tip for everyone. If you do one at a time, it eats more credits. If you actually give it don't give it like 100 tasks, but we're going to only give 3. Okay, so we're going to do that. So task number 1, please change Brandon to this colors. Okay, the next task we're going to do, okay, we're going to say I'm going to put the code in chat here for you, Des. Okay.
Lovely, thank you.
Going to say, okay, I just did that. So, and I just say, change my buttons so that when they click, it launches this type of confetti. Okay. And then let's look at a couple of interesting backgrounds here. And let's look at, yeah, and add floating gradient orbs. And I'm dropping the code right there. Okay. What else do we want to do there? I'm just trying to think interactive tools. We're not going to deal with the images right now. You can add images. As you can see, I showed you some with images as well. If you are adding images, just a tip, make sure you remind Claude to compress them, or you won't be able to publish artifact. It's going to be, file is going to be too large. And also for HTML, like you don't want it too large of a file as well. I actually like this one. Let's do this one as well. Let's do matrix rain in the background. I have no idea how it's going to look. It might look absolutely horrible. I'm just layering so many things in there, but let's see, right? So let's add matrix rain as well. Okay, so that's all that we're going to do. And here you will be able to see all of this really fun text that you can add. And of course, my brand is all about magic. So you will see a lot of magical things here. That's just me here. And you have different cards to flip, like you can do different flips. You can do rainbow borders. You can do some reveal text. Actually, there was a really cool one I like to use. Here, this is one of my favorites. And if you've been to my presentation, converting without convincing. In some of them, I use that to scramble, and I would say, what do you think this is? So for example, like Sylvia's question, what do you think is the most popular interactive tool? But it would be scrambled until I click, so people are guessing and not seeing the answer. And then you'll click on it, and then it will decode it, right? So there is some really cool ways to create that gamification and keep attention of the people on your tools and your links, because that also helps them to get better results, right? So, and get connected with your work. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing. I don't know how it looks. We're going to see. It might look beautiful. It might look absolutely horrible because we were just playing, but I wanted to show you how that looks.
It's still going, actually. So I don't know if there's
Still
any
going?
questions while it loads.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's still
let's do the
going.
question. Let's do the questions now. Yeah.
Don't know if there are that many. So look, this is an amazing resource. Tiffany Knoll, yes. Okay, thank you. And Sylvia, have we answered this question? How would we save those creative embellishment prompts forever inside our Claude account as a library of prompts over the next few months? I don't know if you want to answer that one.
Yeah, so what I would recommend is that you save your favorites somewhere, okay? And the codes. And then when you have all of your favorites, you can create a skill inside the Claude, and then you can just activate that skill. Okay, so for example, when I build my weekly teaching things for Mini Project Magic right now, all I do is narrate everything that I want to talk about during this week. And then I would say, this is a tool that I want to build, and this is what I want you to include. And then I activate Claude skill, and the Claude skill will build me my weekly teaching moments. Okay, so here we go. Look at this. So it added those orbs, which is cool. Okay, so like in all those orbs, it's changed colors a little bit. And remember, some of the colors matched what Daz was already doing, which was interesting. We did not plan that, by the way, right? So we did not make it. Yeah. So let's do that, and let's see if there is anything else. I'm not seeing Matrix for whatever reason, so I don't know. Maybe it will be on the last page. So I don't see Matrix Rain yet. Okay.
No.
Yeah. So let's see. It did change colors, as you can see there. I don't see green color anywhere, but it's okay. We have confetti, which it did what it asked. The only thing I'm missing is the matrix. So go back to Claude,
yeah,
and ask it and say, I'm missing the matrix rain. Did we incorporate it and it's hiding somewhere?
Matrix Rain, wasn't it?
I think it was Matrix Rain, the last one that I shared. Yes. So let me go back. Backgrounds. Yeah, it calls Matrix Rain. And let's see what it's going to tell us.
This was really cool as well, isn't it, Katja? That it kind of has a conversation with itself. It kind of reads what you've just read, and it kind of has a conversation with itself. It kind of reasons to find out what it did wrong, and then it hopefully gives you the right answer.
Yeah. So while we're waiting, what are questions do you have? Actually, not a question. I would love to ask you a question. You already seen what introducing interactive tools for Daz doing for his business, how it's actually attracting so many more members into his communities, and also inside, like in his communities, because he has multiple. What are ideas you have right now of what type of interactive tools you can create? So drop it down. I want to see, because we have brilliant minds here. So drop down your ideas so other people can see. We always can learn from each other. So let's see here. Don't all go at once. I know you're probably typing. Well, I'm hoping you type it. Okay, so let's see what it's going to give us here. And I am glad that it actually did not do something, because we can see how we can, okay, let's do that. What did it say? Did it say it was hidden? What was the answer when we asked it? What did it say, like when we said that we're not seeing it? Oh, it's only play when it's already interactive. Okay, so answer your questions. Go back and say, yeah. So it's okay. You hear there's just say that you're already doing. No, it says it's hidden only when it's with the answer. It's supposed to. If they say they're already doing it interactive, then it's supposed to rain. Give us, matrix rain after it's already interactive. Okay, while we're doing that, I'm going to, Christine says, I have two. One is what mushroom personality are you? I love that. And I would love to see for you, Christine, to actually add a lot of pictures of mushrooms for results. That would be so fun. The second is abbreviation quiz. There's lots in mushroom growing. Fantastic, amazing. Now, Tiffany, I know I need to use this for our weekly $1,000 Thursday calls. I would like something to do live and something coordinating for them to follow up with to get the weekly homework completed. Sorry, can step. Yeah, it's all good. We're all good. I know you're excited. I love it. It's a really great idea, really good idea, because I know your calls are so incredible, but really to motivate and encourage them to complete the homework, that would be great. And Daz, you, by the way, you are muted in case if you were trying to say something.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm just going to try this again. It still wasn't working. So
Yeah.
we'll see if
And
it tries.
sometimes yeah, so the way it built it as well, I noticed it's like floating, like a floating box. And that could be the case. So if it's not going to do it again, I will give a prompt slightly different and it will fix it.
Okay. Yeah, no problem.
Jennifer says, I get in full on arguments with Claude. It can have issue with brief and assumption instead of doing exactly what you ask, and you just need to remind it. Yeah, absolutely. We have those fights with every AI. It doesn't necessarily Claude or anything else. Rhonda said, which cosmic archetype are you? Oh, that's so cool, like Starseed or something else. I think it's really cool. Leslie, I'm thrilled with the chapter companions I created for my book. They include journal and yes, yes, yes. I'm so excited. Leslie is one of my students. Rhonda is one of my students as well. And Leslie said, I'm also working on a goal tracking game, still working to do that. Yes, amazing. Goal tracking, anything like that would be good. Habit tracking, that's another tool. When Sylvia was asking, so besides the quiz, habit tracker would be another most popular one as well. Okay, so um, I like to read also what Claude says. It says, let
I
me
do.
stop guessing and build this piece more defensively. There is likely CSS, whatever it is. I'm speaking now code language. I don't speak that language, okay? So Dad was asking me yesterday, who builds all of your codes? I said, Claude. I just tell it what I want. Chris says an interactive personality quiz that points them to episodes of the podcast back. That's amazing. That's really, really cool. What a great case study for that. That is a really cool idea, Chris. Fantastic. That's amazing. Alrighty. Any other questions? Hi. Before we kind of wrap up here, I also wanted to say, you noticed on some of my stuff, I said that I call my people finishers, and I'm going to let Des to put the link to my community as well. And what I do inside my community, when you finish something, like, for example, today I'm going to ask you if you inside my community, just go in and post what is your biggest takeaway from today's session with Des and I. And just by doing that, you are actually becoming a finisher. And when you become a finisher, I have a special gift because I give you access to exclusive Oracle Finishers Club. And no, you cannot buy it, you cannot purchase it, and you cannot bribe me to give you access to that. The only way you can get into Finishers Club is by finishing one of the projects. Like today's project and today's task is to make a comment. Oh, here we go. I did it. To make a comment and just let us know what is your biggest takeaway and what is the tool, interactive tool you're going to build. I'm going to put it in here. Biggest takeaway. Okay. And two, what is interactive? What interactive tool I can spell? What interactive? By the way, nobody hires me for spelling. What interactive tool can you build for in your business? There you go. So those are the two questions I would love you to answer, and you have a link to my community in there from Des. Look at this. So now we did. So when it's already interactive, we have a matrix ring. How cool is that? Super cool. Okay.
Katya,
Yeah.
or Des, one of you. I have a question about utilizing these, right? I'm obviously VIP with you and I'm in Mini Project Magic, and I'll follow
Yeah.
you to the ends of the globe. I'll go anywhere. So what have either you, Katya, or Des, do you find that these interactive tools require you to show your members with a video, like this is where you go, or this is what it does? Or do you find if you drop them into other modules, do people utilize them? Does that make sense what I'm asking?
Yes, 100%. It's a beautiful question. You always need to do the Loom video to show them how to use it, but it's not only just to use it, it's to sell it. I always say we have to sell free, and we always have to sell everything, right? So, hey, any of you married here? At one point, you sold yourself to your partner, right? So, I mean, like, not in so many, but you actually were presenting yourself in some way, right? In whatever way, right? So, we always have to sell it. So, yes, all interactive tools, my recommendation is you either delivers them and explaining them during your mini project in this case. But in your case, where your question was, TNT, is like if I'm dropping it in a lesson, you will do the video and you'll say, because like, and you actually will sell it in a way, use this tool so that you can clearly see what is the best path for you. And I can see in your case, for example, right? So you are a high ticket coach. And by the way, TNT is one of the mentors inside Oracle Connections. And she's a 7-figure mentor that comes to our community once a month to mentor you. So yeah, please do join our community again. But I digress. So for example, for you, you might have something where it will direct them when is the right time to move to high ticket, or when is the right, like, so now when you're doing this, you're like, okay, you might think, hey, TNT is a high ticket mentor and I need to go and do my high ticket, but is it the right time for you? And instead of you, like, even you can say, instead of you paying me for a session with me, use this tool, whatever you will call it, and it will walk you through if you're ready for high ticket or not yet, or what do you need to change. There's also diagnostic tools. They're not necessarily quizzes, they're diagnostic tools. But again, I'm long-winded, right? So I always answer in many different layers.
No, that's, but yeah. So we want to share, even when it's something we're delivering for free, we want to share a Loom, we want to show people how to use it. And Des had said to me, bring more how-tos into my YouTube. So thank you for that wisdom, Des. And I think this would probably be also a good thing, that if I'm bringing some how-to and then I'm giving them a diagnostic tool or something playful, something that they can go off and do outside of their time with me. I really love this. I had not thought about using it that way. So you just opened up, you two expanded my brain today. Thank you for today. Thank you for this time.
Yeah, please, TNT, please text me time, okay? We have a date with her and I need a time.
You know what I love as well, Katya? Can I just add as well before we go? What's really powerful about this, and I think what works with the people I've taught this to, is people can self-identify, and they come to their own conclusion on their own. It's not me forcing anything. I'm not telling them to do something. They choose the actual answers they want to choose, and it gives them the answer that's personalized to them. And that, I think that's what makes it so powerful.
Yeah. Also, what Des did with his prompt is what I do verbally through the voice, right? But what we both did, we didn't say, Claude, build me the quiz. We gave it information. So I always say it starts with you and your IP and what are your frameworks, your formulas, whatever it is that you teach, and it starts with you. That's what it makes it powerful. It's not the tool. The tool is just we're packaging it in something very specific. And I also want to share something very quickly before we wrap up. For Tiffany, just an example, inside Oracle Connections, I do grow and scale your school community monthly calls. And what I do with them, I give them interactive guides. So I use my video. So after we completed, after we completed the call, and those calls are like 2 hours calls. We do them once a month. And then after I complete the video, after I finish it, I create this interactive tools that are companion to the video. Some people are very, very visual. They actually need to see. So I pick 6 to 8 most important things that I want people to know, even if they don't watch video. And people can do it interactively. Some people don't like to watch video, but they can go and learn what you've done in your video in a very interactive way. So TNT for you, you can also do that where it has a summary of your full video, but look how
Yes.
interactive is that,
Yes,
right?
I
Positive.
love that. Yes, I love that. So you're hitting all of those different learning styles and different
Yes.
personality styles. That's so creative. I had not thought about it this way at all. I just so appreciate this. I'm so glad I came to be with you guys today. I saw you everywhere. I saw you across all the communities, and I was like, I think I'm supposed to be there. The universe was just dropping bricks on my head. So I'm glad I was here today. Thank you to the both of you for sharing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, and see all the quizzes, all the tools, and now I have a quiz in my mind. All the tools have your CTA button, your call to action button. And one more last tip, please, very important. If you're not doing it yet, please do that. You have to legally have your privacy policy and your TNC. So whatever the terms and conditions, whenever you build in tools, just use the footer from your website like you would do it on a website, and make sure you also have how they can contact you for support, your email address, business email. That is, you know what, it's not something that people talk about, but it's extremely important. And it's super easy because you can create a skill in Claude and say, this is my footer, just add my footer. Okay, so one time you created it and you can add the footer. Alrighty, I know that we're running a little bit over time right now. I want to respect everybody's time. So thank you so much for everyone.
Thank
we
you.
have 20 people still here, incredible. And so I will see you inside community. I might not approve immediately, have a very full day, but I'll try to approve as many of you right now so you can make your posts. Just a reminder to get into Finishers Club, and this is what you need to post. Now, we had somebody important question here. I want to answer that. Angie said, I worry that my members will get lost clicking away from the call screen. At least they usually show up from a desktop or a laptop. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yes. And again, remember, Angie, do you remember how I was doing it during Mini Project Magic? I did not tell them, go and use this tool right now. What I did say, I said, watch me to demonstrate it, how I'm using it, okay? And then you can give them time to complete the tool, Here's 5 minutes timer, complete the tool. Okay. Chris is here. Takeaways. This is even possible. Build the podcast suggestion tool in time for our 600th episode, 10 weeks, but test it on upcoming live. Yes, amazing. Leslie, thank you. This was great. She was off teaching some classes. Lori, is this Oracle community, and who is the 7-figure mentor that drops in? Lori, we have 2 7-figure mentors. So it is Oracle community. One of them you just met, TNT, who was just talking. And second one is Queen of School, Evelyn Wise. So she is our second 7-figure mentor. We also have other mentors there as well. And they do come at least 5 times a year. Some of them come every month, some of them don't. And anything else? Have gotten tons of information. Thank you. How do I get into that Finishers Club? Christine, you just going to go in and you're going, I'm going to make a post right now very quickly so everyone can see it. And that's why I'm not approving it. But if you're already inside my community, biggest takeaway, what interactive tool can you build in your business? So for those of you who are keen to get into the club, let me just give you the link to the post. It's one ongoing post that I have inside my community. And this is where we're going to go. Where all of my, we have like over 200 comments on this post. So I'm going just to give it to you. Yeah, so that's how many finishers we have. So that's the post. Just click this link or keep this link and that you will be inside. Okay, I will pin it to the top right now, this post. So you'll see it right in the top of the group. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Have a good day, everyone.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you so much.